You've seen it a million times. 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. 0 to 60 in under 5. It's the first number that people look at when they're judging how fast a car is. But here's the truth. 0 to 60 is a lie. Not in the sense that it's completely fake, but in the sense that it barely tells you anything meaningful about how fast a car really is, or more importantly, how it feels. Today we're going to be breaking down why automakers obsess over 0 to 60 times, how they're manipulated, and what numbers actually matter when it comes down to real-world performance. Let's get into it, let's go! The 0 to 60 stat has been around since the 1950s, originally used in car magazines like Motor Trend and Car and Driver to standardize acceleration testing. Why 60 though? Because most American speed limits back then topped out around 60 miles an hour, so it made sense to use it as a benchmark for usable acceleration. And for a long time it was useful, especially in an era when a 10-second 0 to 60 was considered quick. But over time it became more than just a number, it turned into a marketing weapon. Suddenly automakers were building entire launch systems, tire packages, and even battery cooling solutions, all just to improve that one figure. Not for the track, not for real-world driving, just to win in brochures, headlines, and YouTube thumbnails. Well, here's the problem. 0 to 60 doesn't measure what you think it does. It doesn't show how fast your car is on the highway. It doesn't reflect how your car accelerates out of corners. It doesn't even tell you how fast your car is from a rolling start, which is how 99% of street races actually begin. Let's break down reasons why it's flawed. Number 1 is going to be launch optimization. Modern cars, especially electrical vehicles, have launch control, all-wheel drive, and sticky tires designed specifically for launching once and then looking good on paper. You'll almost never experience that perfect launch again in daily driving. Number 2 is going to be traction versus power. A Dodge Demon can hit 0 to 60 in around 2.3 seconds, but only on drag radials on a prep track with the perfect surface and weather conditions. Change any one of those variables and you're spinning tires and running a 4-second time. Number 3 is going to be rollout trickery. Some car companies report 0 to 60 with a 1-foot rollout, meaning the timer doesn't start until the car has already moved a foot. That can shave off 0.2 to 0.3 seconds, making cars look faster than they are. It's like starting a stopwatch after you've already began running. Number 4 and the last for this section is electrical vehicle advantage doesn't last. Electric cars dominate 0 to 60 because of instant torque, but after that launch they hit a wall. Literally. Many electrical vehicles have a single-speed transmission, so their acceleration drops off hard at highway speeds. A Tesla Plaid might destroy a McLaren to 60, but past 100, the McLaren catches up and flies past it. So if 0 to 60 is a party trick, then what should we actually be looking at? Well, one option is the quarter-mile time and trap speed. This tells us both how quickly the car accelerates over a full stretch and how much power it's putting down at the end. That trap speed figure, usually miles per hour, is key. It shows the car's real top-end acceleration where things like horsepower and aerodynamics take over. If you want an example, a Mustang Mach-E GT and a BMW M340i might have similar 0 to 60s, but if you look at the trap speed, the BMW is pulling harder at the top end. A second option would be the 5 to 60 miles per hour rolling start. This is a huge one that almost nobody talks about. Unlike a standing start, it removes the launch advantage and focuses on rolling acceleration, like what you'd feel pulling out on the highway or punching it from 20 to 40. It's a lot better real-world measure of responsiveness. Lots of electrical vehicles and turbo cars have great 0 to 60s, but slower 5 to 60s because they don't build power as cleanly off-roll. Number 3 is the 60 to 130 miles an hour. This one is loved by the tuning and drag community. It shows how fast a car climbs from highway speed into triple digits, and it's ideal for roll races or highway pulls. This is where high horsepower ICE cars shine. A tuned Super or Hellcat might not have a great 0 to 60, but it'll smoke an EV past 60 to 70 miles an hour. Number 4 would be lap times or corner exit speed. If you actually drive your car on twisty roads or a track, 0 to 60 is almost meaningless. What matters is how it feels after the corner, how it accelerates after the corner, how it grips after the corner, and how consistent it is under heat, making this a good choice. Number 5 would be in-gear acceleration. From 3rd to 5th or from 40 to 80 miles an hour, that's where torque, gearing, and real engineering come into play. It's also where cars with lower horsepower but smart gearing like a Miata can feel more alive than you'd expect. Let's look at some real-world examples to prove a point. The Tesla Model S Plaid versus the McLaren 765 LT. The Tesla destroys the McLaren to 60, zero contest, but once they hit highway speeds, the McLaren eats it alive. It weighs hundreds of pounds less, has better aerodynamics, and keeps pulling through high gears, especially on a track. Also take a Dodge Hellcat versus a Porsche 911 Turbo S. The Hellcat has more horsepower, but the Porsche is quicker to 60 and faster on the track thanks to all-wheel drive, traction control, and intelligent power delivery. Which is faster? Well, it depends where you're racing. Now let's take a Miata versus a Mustang. On paper, the Mustang should walk away and go take the kids out for ice cream, but in the real world, a Miata feels faster at lower speeds. It's lighter, revier, and has perfect balance. 0 to 60 says one thing, but driver experience says something else entirely. So yeah, 0 to 60 still has its place. It's flashy and it's fun and it's easy to understand, but if you really want to know how fast a car is or how it feels, you have to go deeper. Look at trap speed, look at rolling acceleration, look at gearing, power curves, and weight, because a stopwatch might say one thing, but your gut knows when a car is truly fast. What's your favorite performance stat? Let me know in the comments, and if you actually learned something today, hit that like button and subscribe for more builds, breakdowns, and car content that kind of makes sense. Nah, but really, trust your gut, and all of you have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.